There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another special week, beginning with some interesting, fun, and exciting topic, but very sensitive. Have a marvelous Monday, and I am hoping, and we are putting our hands together that everyone is going to be doing great this week. Whatever you have in mind, focus on it and keep moving forward no matter the challenges. So today's topic is sex education. If you're new here, I welcome you. Keep coming because what we discuss here all the time is to educate, to inspire, and to uplift our young people with a focus on the young woman. Speak with Heart is a platform and an extension of one global movement that we created to begin to give to encourage and to give that power to our young people to be able to open up to voice their opinions because their opinion counts. Without their opinion, we would not know how to help them because a lot of time, maybe due to their upbringing or maybe due to societal pressures, they are not able to voice their opinion. So then we don't know how well to help them. We don't know what they are going through. We don't know how we can celebrate them. So here you are free. This is a safe place. It is created. One global movement is created for the young people to help you, to nurture you, to provide those resources that you need, whether it is in school, in your community, in a trade that you're learning, or in a relationship, whatever it is, we are here for you. So today's topic is very sensitive. And I know that we're going to be stepping on some toes, but it's not on purpose. The reason is that we want to talk about sex education. We want to give our young people, particularly the girls that are mostly affected, the tools that they need to be able to make the good decisions in their life, to be able to make healthy decisions that will be good for them, not because it is pushed onto them by somebody or they are lured into situations that are not okay. So we are here to help with that. And sometimes we don't even blame the people that these young people grow around because they themselves don't know any better. That is why if we're helping the young people here, we invite families and the adults around these young people to be a part and parcel of this. So together we can learn to know that sex education is very important, is very vital for the young people, particularly the young woman who is mostly affected. So let us be open here. We might not be able to discuss everything today, but this is something that has to be part and parcel of one global movement if we have to empower and uplift our young people worldwide. So I want to say thank you to Mr. John Barilla that is already in the chat. Thank you to the first person that Yvonne Finn is right here. She started giving her opinion right in Messenger to me, and I'm grateful that she is right here to contribute. And I have Corina Lance, thank you, Corina, for signing in. And I appreciate you for working and providing food to those young people, to those children. And I thank you, Dr. Benny, for being here because I know that you are very strong about empowering young people worldwide. And Raja, I want to say thank you for being the first person here. So we're going to start here with a question. So, what is sex education? What is sex education? In my opinion, sex education and the importance for is very important for our children. Sex education is a crucial important part in the lives of our children and overall education and development. Sex education is very important. It entails a wide range of topics relating to human sexuality, relationships, and reproductive health. Here are some of the key reasons why sex education is important for our children. Now, we're going to take it as a discussion. So, in your opinion, and in the opinion of you who is watching and in the chat, and John Perilla, everyone, Dr. Benny, Corina, in everybody's opinion, those who are going to go to YouTube to watch, please, this is so important. Put your comments, your opinion there so that we will come back. I always go to YouTube and try to answer some of the questions and comments there so that we will come back so that together we can begin to gather factors that we can really empower these young people, the young woman, with sex education. It's not just sex education. Their health is so important. Their reproductive organs so important in this topic called sex education. So, in your opinion, Corina and Dr. Benny, and in the opinion of everybody that is here today watching and listening and commenting, in your opinion, should sex education be an important part of the school curriculum? Should it be an important part of the school curriculum? Come on, you guys take it off from there. Dr. Benny, I think you are muted. Okay, there we go.
Thank you. Sex education. Oh, by the way, thank you, Dr. Yvonne, for giving me this opportunity. I just want to greet each and everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to my queens and kings. Yes, sex education should be taught everywhere, in all the schools, all over the globe. It should be taught.
And Corina, what's your opinion on this?
I agree. I think it's very important to have it taught in the schools, but I also think that should be involved with in compliance with their parents, because it is a topic that's important, to their parents, obviously. So yeah, it's very important to them to learn the anatomy and what actually is, it's all about. It's kind of a scary topic for them. So I think it's very, very important, but with the parents' involvement.
Yes, thank you so much.
Before you proceed, yes, okay. Sister Corina, you are 100% correct that the parents supposed to know about the sex education in order for it also to be taught at the school system. It's when you have a daughter, because I do have a daughter, I will make sure she will do what I tell her to do. Thank you.
And thank you so much. In my opinion, because this is something that is so vital, because when I look at the way I was raised and by my parents, because they too were raised the same way, to say that you can't talk about it. Oh no, you can't. That is a shameful thing to talk about. And I grew up not talking, but when I was going to school, I realized that it is so important to talk about it. But thank God that, the way I was raised, I was a late starter in life. I did not know that much about sex education, but I came to realize that later. It is so important, not just in the school system, but even beginning from home with the parents and the adults that are around these children, to start teaching these children, because when it is appropriate, when the child is matured. Some children they're matured earlier than others. Then we start to implement this and teaching these children. And sometimes the parents might not know because they themselves are not educated. But we are here today that from this point onwards, no child, no family should have to ever stay without educating their children about sex. It is that important in their overall health, because a lot of kids younger than 18, they get pregnant. Then they give birth, babies giving birth to other babies, and then they develop cancers. One of the cancers is obstetric fistulas. It affects a lot of young girls around the world, especially in one of the places in Africa that I know, Sudan. It affects them a lot. And in places where children are given into marriage at a very young age without fully understanding their development, what they can handle and what they cannot handle, and they just force them into marriages that would hamper their growth and their overall health, and then eventually will start going down to their own children. So this is so important that it is taught not just in school, but at home. Even if parents are not educated, we can teach them. They are interpreters now. We can teach them in their language so that they can do that for their children. If you want to be happy with your child, it's so important. Very, very important. So
I agree. I was taught the same as you.
Yes. The next question is, what is the importance of sex education to our youngsters? What is the importance? Or let me go back one step. If sex education should be an important part of the school curriculum, at what age should parents and adults and teachers start teaching these children, our children, about sex education? At what age do you think? That is something that it depends on the individual and the parents. So, what age do you guys think that sex education should be taught?
I think it should start from 10 or especially like the kids that they have started menstruating. It should start from there. Why? Because they don't really know what it is. So our parents and myself, I will start teaching my daughter, this is what you have to do. Be careful. And it's very important. Sister Corina, please proceed.
She's lucky to have you. I agree. That is very important because I like Dr. Yvonne was brought up the same, not to talk about it, and we didn't know what it was when you had your menstrual period. I didn't have a clue, and so I learned basically from my siblings or maybe a friend or something. But that is not the right way. So to have that, I guess, education, to be knowing what's actually going to happen to your body and to be prepared, it's really important and it makes it less scary. So it's very important. And I think the age, depending on the person, depending on the little girl, but around 10, I think is a good age as well. Dr. Biddy, I agree with that. But yeah, it does depend on the individual.
I think those ages are appropriate. There is no one age that fits all. It would depend on the parents, the adults around these children, but most importantly, during like 12 years, because some girls have their menses. They experience their menstrual cycle. It starts before even 13, and so it is so important that we start at a very young age according to the maturity. We can start by little things, because if we don't start early, some kids, they will understand even at 6, 7, 8, but it depends on you, the parents, because the way you bring up your children, that is exactly the way they're going to behave. Because if you see the school system complaining about children's behavior, we did not do our part well. You need to study your child, know when they can understand something, when they cannot understand it. When your child says, I'm tired, I'm this, we stop. And then we teach them at the appropriate time. I think early start is very important. So they will grow up with it. They will know it. They will know how to say no or yes to situations that involve sex or something, or they will know how, like a young girl, we have to start that, because a child at 6 years old, a girl at 6 years old, they're going to take a shower. We should be able to teach them that you need to wash your private part very well, because that is good for their own health. And it is a natural thing. We make them feel that it is natural, not what the world is saying. Oh, look at, oh, they're having sex very young. No, nothing should even strike their mind that they should be ashamed. My son was 8 years old, and they started teaching them. He went to a French immersion school. They started teaching them little by little about sex education. He brought it home and was discussing it like a normal thing, because we brought him up to just be normal, open with everything. And then my mom heard my mom like, oh my God, did you hear what my grandson is saying? I said, Mom, what did he say? He said he's saying sex. I said, Mom, it's okay. It's education. Remember, you were married at a very young age, 15, when you were not even fully developed. And so it is so important. So I'm going to read something here that, remember, I said they started already texting me and talking about their own opinion. Now, Yvonne Finn is one of our beautiful sisters and a great contributor and supporter of One Global Movement. She says, I personally believe that this is highly important. Intimate and impactful education should begin in the home by a caring and involved parent or guardian. And rather than being age driven, it should begin as the child is progressively ready and mature enough to ask and answer questions and then absorb and process such information. That is the maturity that we all need to watch in our children. What can your child take? If you're paying attention to your own child or children, you will know what can they handle, what can they not handle, at what age. So this is there's no age limit here. It is so open, and we are three mothers here now. We can make this happen, and plus the people that are in the chat, we're going to come to your comments. So now the next question is, what is the importance of sex education? Why are we even talking about sex education today? Like I said, some people, they're going to say, why are they talking about it? This is not talk about. No, it is talk about. It is talk about. Everything is supposed to be talk about. That is why if we don't, our children will veer off course. Then they have unwanted pregnancies. They can't take care of themselves. They drop out of school. They become reckless and start getting involved in things that are not good for them. If we don't teach them this, to know that, oh, I am not yet ready. Oh, I have to educate myself so that I can choose the right person, the right husband, or the right wife in life. It begins right here. Let us talk about it. We're going to be coming up with this different times. People will be coming on here to talk about this. People that specialize in the upbringing of children in our youth, they're going to be coming here from time to time to talk about this issue. So let us live with this. Let us embrace it. Let us talk about it. Let us share the ways that we use. So what is the importance of sex education, my Karina and Dr. Benny? Somebody's muted. You guys are muted. Okay, I might be. Okay, go ahead if you want to go.
All right. It helps young people to gain the knowledge and skills they need for a lifetime of a good sexual health. Right?
Very, very important.
It is very important for professionals to teach them, right? If you're already a professional, it is important for you to teach these students. And again, please, before Sister Corina proceed, I just want to thank Sister Queen Dr. Yvonne. This particular topic is very important, that each and every individual all over the globe, they need to know this. Yes. We need to train our younger girls. Do you guys know the type of diseases out there for our children? We have to be very careful. Sex education is important. Sister Corina, proceed, please.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. I agree. Yes, knowledge is power, right? If you don't have the knowledge, you don't really know what to do. And it's one of the most important topics, especially if you're a girl, because they don't understand. They need somebody to guide them. So this is a very, very important topic, in my opinion. Like I said, I was 17 years old, so I didn't have any education. I didn't have any guidance when it comes to this kind of stuff. Nobody was there to guide me, to say this is what you need to do, or I simply figured it out on my own, or I didn't figure it out at all. So when I got pregnant at 17 years old, I mean, my son doesn't even know my mom and dad at all. They don't come and see him. They don't talk to them. They don't. It's a very sad situation. So to me, it's a very important topic. I mean, it's very passionate for me, especially because I've been there. And if you haven't been there, I don't care who you are, you can't explain. You will never understand until you're in those shoes. So, and when you're in those shoes, you will understand how difficult it is. I didn't have any help. So I totally am with this topic in educating the young children on knowing what they need to do and what the diseases and the STDs out there and all that kind of stuff to protect themselves. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. These are so important, and I'm so grateful that you guys are bringing these points out, because you speaking from personal experiences. All of us are. Nobody taught me about sex education, not because maybe they knew in their own way or they didn't even know. So they were just following along the customs and traditions, or maybe what the society wants. They were just following along. And so I didn't have that either. So sex education is very important for the knowledge and understanding. Sex education provides children with accurate information about their bodies, reproductive organs, and sexual health. It helps them to understand the physical and emotional changes they will experience during puberty and adolescence. Because some of those things make them to, their hormones are changing, they start behaving in a way that we don't know because we don't understand what sex education is. We start telling them, this is a problem child. I'm thinking about myself. Sometimes when I have my periods, I am so crabby, and when people don't know, they don't understand, which is this sex education, they might think that something is going wrong. It's just like a pregnant woman. You're pregnant, your husband might not understand, your mood changes, why you're doing this. And so they might take it differently. So education is so important for our children to be able to understand. And then they can prevent, like you guys already said, prevention of unwanted pregnancies. When you educate a child, a young girl, about sex education, they know that I have to acquire my education first. They know that I have to build myself up first, economically, educationally, and financially strong before I make the best decision in life. They will get this education to know that, is it time for me to be pregnant? Am I mature enough biologically, physically, to be able to carry a baby in my womb? Or I'll just go there and have the baby when my body is not fully developed. And then in the future, you start dealing with unwanted cancers. Obstetric fistula is number one among young girls. We are in the United States, Canada, or in these developed countries where they can dictate those things fast and sometimes rescue the situation. My mother is a victim. I've lived with my mother for more than 22 years now. She would have died because she started having children at 16 years old. My mother had me at 17, and now she was developing that obstetric fistulas. But thank God that they were able to dictate that, and now she's being treated. So this is what we are talking about. And then healthy relationships. Sex education often includes discussions about healthy relationships, consent, when you don't feel asked to go to bed, even if it is your husband should be able to understand your body, your mood swings and all those things, your menstrual period. Not to say that you're refusing, because when you're married, that is the one of the things that bond us together, but it should be at the approval or the acceptance of the other partner, because they might be going through certain things. Because we women, our bodies are built and created differently from the man's body. And so listen to your young girls, listen to them, and listen even to your wives. Listen to them. What are they feeling? What are they saying? What is their, sometimes they don't even know what to say because they don't understand their bodies, because they themselves didn't have that sex education. So we need to do that. So boundaries, learn sex education helps our young girls and young boys, particularly our young girls, to set boundaries, to say no to the men that are luring them to have sex with them for no reason. Or maybe some are being lured and sent into prostitution by their parents because they are going through poverty, so they want to look for money for their families. So that is so important. Go ahead, Dr. Benny.
Yes. I have a young girl who lives next to me. When she turned 16, her mother told me to talk to her. I don't know why. Maybe because she knows I'm strict. I told her that if any guy speak to her about sex, she should tell that person that my education is my husband. I want to focus on my education, nothing else. Because a man, all these young boys will fool you, and then when you get pregnant now, your parents will get mad at you. So I want all my young girls, if you have any problem, call me. I will deal with the guys myself. Thank you.
There you got a resource there, very powerful resource and very passionate resource there. This is so, so important. I'm just going to list the points so that we can go into the chat and start talking. This thing is a long one. We're going to someday treat it, take an hour to treat this topic, and we're going to be talking about it from time to time. And then sex education empowers the young woman and the young boy. It is so important by educating children about their bodies and their rights. You have rights that cannot be taken away from you when you have your sex education. Sex education will empower you and then make for you to be able to make informed decisions that will affect you first and your children or your future family. You will be happy with yourself. You will know that I'm going to take this decision because I understand why I'm making this decision. I understand what value I'm going to get out of it. Not because you're doing it so that you feel ashamed or somebody pushing you. No, no, no. That shouldn't be the case. Reducing stigma and shame. You know, a lot of cultures have been written for the men against the woman and the children. And in this case, the young girls always suffers the most. So do not be ashamed. Educate yourself. It's your life you're building. After the creator of the universe, you are the one that is responsible for yourself, not your mother, not your father, not anybody that is telling you, don't do this, look here, do but this. Do what comes from within you, because otherwise you will not be able to make those informed decisions. But sex education is so important. I urge you guys to ask us questions. Tell your questions to us. Go to YouTube, wherever you see Corina is here, Dr. Benny is here. We are here. Mr. John Barilla is here. Yvonne Finn is here. We are all here supporting you with resources that will help you to make well-informed decisions. And the parents, so that we can know how to begin to teach these children. We are counselors and coaches. We are here to help. So we're going to go to the chat. So it's a little after 1:30, so we started at 5 minutes after. If that's okay, let me start highlighting the comments here. We have Raja, who came first here. Thank you, Raja, for coming, and thank you always for your monologue and your special way of greeting us. I highly appreciate you. Come next time and bring a friend with you. Raja, again to everyone. And then John Barilla says, hello, everyone, and welcome to One Global Movement. Thank you, Mr. John Barilla. And he says, sex education is so very important and necessary. Let's help our young girls and boys to prepare for their lives. Certainly, John Barilla, thank you so much for that wonderful comment. We so need that. Our young girls need it. All of us need it. That is why we cannot be here and talking about the young ones without talking about the parents, because the parents coexist and they will coexist for life with their children. So now we have, which one is next here? We have, this is not an easy topic to discuss, but so very necessary and important. Yeah, it's not easy because, like I said before, we will be stepping on certain toes. They might not like it, but hey, we need to. If you love your child, you love your young girl and a young boy, this is what is very important for them, because if you look around the world, sex trafficking, they're raping. A lot of things are happening that will prevent, especially our young girls, to continue with their education or their lives. We don't want that for our young people. And that is why One Global Movement is here to educate, inspire, and empower our youth. Yes, Corina, you're here. Yes, thank you. Okay, let me go down here. Let me go down some more. Okay. Yvonne Finn is right here. She is the one that I read her comments that she even put in Messenger. Greetings, all brand ambassadors, on these always informative and impactful sessions aimed at guiding and empowering our future treasures, the young ones from all over our world. I so love your thought, Yvonne, because when you say our future treasures, in my culture, and I think Dr. Benny will agree, that we call our children our social securities. People put so much emphasis raising their children, but sex education is the one thing that they don't know how to educate their children on. Because in my culture, you take care of your parents. Your parents nurture you, they loved you. You have to take care of them, not putting them in the nursing home. You need to take care. I've been with my mom for more than 22 years, and she is a blessing above. I couldn't have asked for any other mom than my own mother. And I thank God for that. So someday you'll be seeing her here. She's going to be talking to you guys how she raised us, 9 children. Thank you. So who is this is Biggeth, hand pig waving. Thank you, Biggeth, for coming. Bring your friends, and if you have young people, bring them here. This platform is for them. Hello, Corina. You have some special greetings there from Yvonne. Finn, that's my namesake. I am Yvonne too. Thank you. And then we have hello, Biggie. Biggie, you have a salute there from Yvonne. Oh, Esther is here. Okay, we are reading the comments now. The topic for today, Esther, is sex education. Very important, and we are almost coming to an end. We started late, and let me read this very special comments from Yvonne. And rather than being age driven, it should begin as the child is progressively ready and mature enough to ask and answer questions and then absorb and process such information. That is exactly what she wrote to me. Thank you so much for that beautiful insight, Yvonne. You, if there's a way, I invite you to come and speak on this because you have very good insight as a parent, maybe, or even we all are parents. If we are not parents to our own biological children, we are parents to children of the world. We are parents to our nieces and nephews. That is so important. So thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. And then she says again here, sex hygiene must be taught and not just assumed. There we go. I mentioned earlier that at 5, 6, because imagine we are all women. What happens when you don't take a good shower? You start itching. You start developing rashes in those delicate places that we know that is our body, right? So we need to teach our young girls from a very young age to know how to wash that area so well without being ashamed or anything. But we have to teach them by us doing it and also teaching them how to do it. We watch them do it, like my mother was watching, and my grandmother in particular, watching me wash those private areas so that they are very clean and initiating me into womanhood when I started having my period. So it was it was a fun activity. So Esther, do you have anything to say before we round it up here?
Yeah, I think whatever that has been discussed has been heard, and I think everybody should take it on board and I put it into practice. Yeah, thank you for being there. I was just rushing in to see if I can meet up with the time. Yeah, I'm sorry I came in late. I just got into the house.
It's okay.
So tired,
But you're here, your presence here is very important. And Yvonne again continues here, the age cannot be fixed. It has to depend on the maturity of the child. I so love what Yvonne is discussing here. This is so, so important because we have to, this shows that we need to watch how our children are growing, because if we watch them, then we will know. And can you guys say a word or two so that we can round up here? It's one.
I just want to say not every child is the same, and that's a fact. And that's what I said in the beginning. They all have to be treated like Yvonne said. So
good. One thing I would like to add to this is based on my own experience, I call upon all mothers, just mothers, not the dads, to watch your child when that child is about to get into puberty and about to get into womanhood. Try to make sure that you get all the things she needs ready. So many girls get disappointed on the way. Sometimes they're on the way and they find out that they are into that womanhood without preparation. So I think every mother should please be aware when your child is getting to that age, try to prepare them, at least buy something, put in their bag, if no other thing, so that at such emergencies, they will be able to take care of themselves without that problem of disgracing themselves and people calling their attention to say, oh, what happened to you? Yeah, let's try and be more dedicated to our girls, baby girls growing up. Thank you.
Dr. Benny, do you have any?
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate what you're saying, Sister Esther. It's really crucial. And just want to let you know that in United States, currently 39 states and the District of Columbia, where I am, mandate some kind of sex education as well as HIV education. It is very crucial, not only in United States, it should be all over the globe. HIV. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you
Thank you,
guys
Dr.
so
Bennett.
much. And Esther, I so highly appreciate that because I have watched young girls that we went to school together with. They having periods, they stain themselves. Like you say, they call the attention, they are ashamed. People start laughing at them. They don't even know because they didn't even know.
Yeah.
I myself, when I started having my menses, I was crying. I said they should take me to the hospital. I have blood coming out of my vagina, and I did not know. And before they tell me it's okay, it's normal, but it's okay, it's normal. What is it? I did not understand. And we here, these young girls, they need the tampons, the pads that they can use. They don't have it. And what do? Now, when they are being lured with a few coins here or dollars, they go with those men with the intention that they will help them with that money. But here, we are here now with one global movement. We should be able to come out with resources that are dedicated especially for that, to target these young girls all over the world, to even give them that freedom to write to us, to know that we are here, especially with Unpassive. When those apples start falling, this is exactly what we're going to be carrying out to the world. Because when you start a young girl with sex education, the rest of the other things will come easy for them.
Absolutely.
They have the power. They can make their own decision. They don't have to give their bodies out to any person just because of money. They know that they can make their own money because we will be talking with substance, with things that they can support themselves with. Because if we talk with an empty mouth, you don't feed them. You don't buy them those tampons. But if you talk with something substantial, something tangible, they will be able to use it. So thank you guys so much.
And,
If no one,
and that will go a long way to reduce teenage pregnancy.
yes,
Absolutely.
yes. Thank you guys so much. And we've gone a little bit over about 6 minutes, but thank you guys for being patient. Thank you for coming here. Tomorrow is Tuesday, it's another day. We are out for surprises all the time because this is what this platform is all about. Speak with Heart, which is an extension of One Global Movement, to be able to give the voice for our voiceless young people, to our voiceless young girls, to our voiceless parents. It's all here that we're talking about those things because we were not given that voice. Doesn't mean that we don't have to teach other people so that they can have that voice, that humble voice, that voice that comes only from within you, that voice that tells you that listen to yourself, listen to your body. Don't take things from other people. Don't settle for less. Always aspire for more. That voice that says, I can do it. If others have done it, I can do it too. That voice that tells you that if she has gone through that and she's here today talking to me, I too, I have gone through it. I am going to also climb higher so that I can share my unique story and my resources, the resources that help me to become with the world. So thank you guys so much. Tomorrow, come again, invite, encourage our young people. Bring a friend or two. Let us all contribute to this platform so that is the real contribution to humanity, is to contribute to our future, and the future is our children. I love you all so much. See you tomorrow. See you on Wednesday. See you on Thursday. And thank you so much.
Bye,
And
everyone.
I will always say, stay focused, stay encouraged, stay empowered, and always believe in endless possibilities.
And yourself.
Yes.
Love
Believe in yourself.
you.
Bye.
Bye,
I
guys.
love
Love
you all.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
You
Have a
guys
good
guys.
stay
day.
behind, ladies. So let's for a photo shoot. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to end it now. Thank you.
Yeah.